Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. I'm David Harbour. You may know me from such television shows as Stranger Things. What I'm doing here is a video game.
You have any advice on how to deal with the Dark Man?
I suppose suppression could work. Try not to pay him any attention.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, I'm gonna smoke a pack of cigs. I'm watching you, statue.
There's something missing.
I'm watching you too, statue. Why is the cop from Stranger Things wearing a fedora? Because he's Edward Carnby, Private Eye. This is Alone in the Dark. A video game.
The great library was endless, beautiful, and terrible. An Akashic record for the universe inside the mind of Jeremy Hartwood. Now corrupted by a story forced upon him, told by a maniacal liar, an evil conjured by science and secrecy.
Wait, is this just Alan Wake?
In the room and lock away the foundation of his character. Its key will be left to the librarian, the only thing invisible to the Prowler.
Is is that where this is gonna end up going? Is this accidentally just Alan Wake? Because if all of these nightmare worlds are Jeremy Hartwood's nightmare psyche, I feel like oh, if only there was a guy being like, "Hey, Al! Al! Hey, Al! Buddy! There's something real weird going on, Al!" It actually hurts to do that voice.
Okay.
Huh. What's the bonus knowledge? Oh. Mm-hmm. Gilgamesh, you say? That's a different thing. That's a different video game. I'm sorry. Ah, the key of Hubertus.
Manifest your worst fears, Jeremy.
It's too dark. Oh, God. I gotta turn the game down a little bit.
Oh, is there like an unkillable force? Is there Mr. X?
There's the Dark Man.
Dark. Jason Dark.
Yeah, you know, the Sam Raimi film. It's pretty good. It's very corny. All right. My flashlight wasn't good enough to banish the Dark Man. I would have to try another way. The only thing keeping my sanity intact was thinking about Alice.
But Alan Wake has some real monologues about voodoo and Cajun culture.
Oh, if that series was not like very much trying to do the the Twin Peaksy like, hey, welcome to rural Washington thing, Alan Wake would have so many different things to say about the world cultures. And they'd all be kind of uncomfortable. Anyway, okay.
I just want to hear Alan Wake say Creole.
The Creole people have a unique culture. Tried not to do murders with voodoo. Considered too hacky. Editor didn't like it. Oh. What? Oh. You should not look at him or shoot him. That just makes him stronger, apparently. That's a cute mechanic. Oh, nope. I had to find Alice. I was trapped in the dark place with the Dark Man. No way of getting out of this one. Battered up Wake. Hey. Oh, that's good. That's good shit. If you point the gun at him, he points the gun at his head. Okay, that's what happened. Anyway, okay, nope. You know how I was
a man on a mission near the bayou of Louisiana.
Yeah. Jeremy Hartwood wrote
A
even
tortured
more
man.
insane, tortured and twisted things. Edward
His
Carnby.
niece, Emily Hartwood, desperate to find her benighted uncle and free him from his self-imprisonment.
Self-inflicted prison. The
Aren't we all
Dark
in a
Man
prison?
was haunting them both, although they did not know its name yet. That would come later.
I'm far enough removed from Alan Wake 1 that I was struggling to pull from who's the guy? Zane? Thomas Zane?
Thomas Zane.
Little did they know Thomas Zane had also written these events. I had written Thomas Zane Knight in those events that he had written that I had written.
Yeah.
The story.
Oh, boy, dude, if you think... You should really play Alan Wake 2.
Is this game still working for you?
This game is still a resounding fine out of 10. I don't hate it, raves Arbitrary Water. Twitch.tv zone.
Is that a disappointment?
So, Justin, here's my feeling on this game, having played it for 3 hours. Is I feel like this game would greatly benefit from being less reserved. Because this game, to its credit, is not doing, like, cheap jump scare bullshit. And it's not...
It was in the hot autumn that I went through the night with the restless
It's
crowds.
taking itself
It was a
relatively
kind of
seriously.
itinerant showman who held forth in public halls and aroused widespread fear. The New Orleans address of the event is lost, but I remember distinctly the Prext shipping company pressing their contribution. Hey.
Uh-oh.
See, like...
Detective! What? What?
I hope you found what you were looking for. I fear there is no going back.
I was so close. There must be
Is he
something I can
holding the
work.
gun to his throat? That's what
Come
it
on,
looked like.
Harvey, think.
Yeah.
Think. The shipping company. Prext. Right.
Good luck, detective.
Well, thank God you're here, Detective. Sitting all alone in a place like this? I'd never live it down if the papers got wind of it.
Hey. Ruth, right?
Oh, don't pretend you don't know. I'm sure you have a whole file on me by now, Detective. I suppose we weren't formally introduced. I'm Ruth Talon. Miss Ruth Talon, in case you're wondering.
Edward Carnby.
Enchanté.
Are you sure?
I had too many already.
Nice. It's good.
I know. I have great taste, Detective. I heard you're trying to break Jeremy's promise to the Dark Man.
Yeah. Do you know anything
I like how
about
many
that kind
people
of stuff?
smoke.
It's
No,
the 30s.
but it makes you wonder. If he made a promise, can't he simply stand by his words?
Look, I'm just trying to get Jeremy out of a bad deal, so he'll come back with us to New Orleans.
Well, if all fails,
What are you doing?
it's a sign of submission to the Dark Man. I saw it in a dream once.
What?
I've also seen Twin Peaks.
You don't know the Prext shipping company by any chance?
I do. They made big money during the war. Their waterfront office is just over there.
Oh, that's
How'd
good.
you do that?
Do what, detective? Bonne chance.
Hey, have you seen Emily Hartwood anywhere?
Are you trying to make me jealous, detective? No, I haven't seen your doll anywhere.
Seems pretty good.
There are bits in this game that I think are
Shipping company. According to the book in Tarawea, the Dark Man is connected to a performance that
unironically
generates
like
someone in New Orleans.
pretty inspired
Sort
or
of like
interesting.
Trace inside.
I just wish it was less dull.
Are there any good Alone in the Dark games?
I mean, I'm beating this guy with a crucifix. So, power of Christ compels you, motherfucker.
Hey,
Like, the first
Oh.
one is significant, but I wouldn't call it a good game from what I
No,
saw.
the first 3 are all kind of bad.
The first 3 are very much like foundational, and maybe not like
Important.
not necessarily great to go back to.
I think the new Nightmare is probably the one to play because it's vaguely competent and you can beat it in a single sitting.
Yep, it's I think that game is also kind of a boring ass Resident Evil. But I did beat it in a single sitting. And then I did not play it again as the other character, because no.
I do want to say that those playthroughs are actually quite different, though. Unlike,
Must be another variant.
from what I saw of Joku play at the beginning of this game as Emily, it seems to be the same.
Cutscenes are just different.
sewer system has
There are probably a
tunnel
couple
running right
different
below
gameplay
Craig's shipping
sequences.
company. I bet I can
Maybe.
use it to get inside.
Like, I thought the first thing would be, you know how when you first went through the door and you split up and she went up to the door
Yeah.
of the steps? It just reverses. He
Yeah.
goes up to the door of the steps instead.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah,
No way I can get this out of the way.
I respect what this game is trying to do.
That should do it.
Far more than I respect what, let's say, the 2008 game is trying to do. But I think this game's sense of restraint is unintentionally a weakness. It should be dumber. Because,
Like you?
yeah, fuck you. Anyway.
Well, here's the thing. Also, they got David Harbour and Jodie Comer, and both of those could do sillier.
They
if
can
wanted to.
both do ham. Yeah, like I'm genuinely surprised by David Harbour. Like, the man is not phoning it in. He seems like he is putting in effort. And thus I cannot do a haha celebrity voice. Bad.
Duchovny in 13,
Duchovny in Area 51.
Area 51.
literally any of the actors in the Spider-Man 2 game.
Oh god, the
Toby-
NPC voice acting in that
Tobey
game.
Maguire.
Kirsten Dunst.
Just
The most bored.
Faces.
Just the most. My agent says I'm under contractual obligation to do this.
Actually, J.K. Simmons probably does a great job. I don't remember. That guy puts it in.
I seem to recall that was also a video game where the PC version was decidedly worse than the console version.
That would be the era, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I seem to recall reviews mentioning that it was a PS2 game that was ported to the PC, and something happened.
But someone asked Kirsten Dunst, I think because of the publicity for Civil War.
Oh man.
Someone asked her, like, hey, would you ever think about being in a Marvel movie again? And her answer was, yeah, I got kids and I got parents, and those things pay a lot of money. And I'm like, yeah, get yours, girl. That is...
Now, if you're being offered to act in a Sony Marvel movie, also get paid.
Also
Yeah,
get paid.
But then
I think
also
that might be better
prepared.
because you're probably not stuck in a long contract forever because they'll do one movie, maybe two,
Well-
and then you'll never get to play that character again.
Sure, but then they will also throw you under the bus.
You got paid.
That's right, you get stuck on that geometry.
The greatest horror of them all. These angles.
They're impossible. That's why they're hard to traverse.
This looks mildly annoying.
Now I'm on fire.
Oh, I like these enemy types more than the moldmen.
Yeah. No,
These actually are pretty creepy.
they got some good fucked up looking enemy designs. Things which should not be.
Shamblers.
Is this Resident Evil 4 like a Resident Evil 2 remake like, or an Evil Within like?
A bit of all.
Yes.
You've mentioned each of these games during
I have mentioned all three of those games in the context of talking about this. The melee shit feels very Evil Within derogatory. When I replayed that game a couple of years ago, God. Ugh.
The sequel, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I played both. I played the
Oh.
first one in 2021, and then I replayed 2 2022. And I think both of those games are...
Did you play Jack in the Dark?
I mean, Jack in the Dark is basically just a demo.
Promotional game.
A promotional teaser demo.
I think it's on My Abandonware. Someone found
It is on...
Oh,
it is included as an extra in GOG.
Okay. Okay. And we saw you play a new Nightmare.
Yep, and I played most of Alone in the Dark 1. And then I watched the rest of it, and I feel no regrets in doing so.
3 is the one that's set in the Wild West, right?
3 is the one that's set in the Wild West ghost town, yes.
Okay, right. So, and we've even seen you play 2008. So when are you playing Illumination?
Ha 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 ha. Joke's on you, the servers for that are down, you fucker.
Damn it.
You can't make me get 3 other people to play that piece of shit Left 4 Dead clone with me.
What if I played it with you?
You can't. The servers are down.
Damn it.
I think they still sell it, though, which is
Yeah, they still sell it.
how much they care. No. Don't worry. I have the PS2 version of Alone in the Dark 2008 lined up. Just in case. Someone needs to. Who else is going to do it? Austin Eruption? He seems like the only YouTuber I can think of who would even think about covering, like, here are weird PS2 ports of 360 games.
I'm actually pulling up the entire Alone in the Dark franchise.
See, it is Shub-Niggurath.
Alright. Alone in the Dark 1, 92. Jack in the Dark, 93. Alone in the Dark 2, 93. Alone in the Dark 3, 95. The New Nightmare, 2001. 2008. Illumination in 2015. Grace in the Dark Prologue, 2023. That's
Yeah.
the weird tie-in game to this one.
That's the weird preview thing that is literally just a 10-minute.
Yeah. You play a kid.
It's not even a game. Anyway, we got
It's
a
a
fucking
walking
Tommy
sim.
gun.
It's basically a walking sim.
It's not a game. Anyway, now I have a Thompson submachine gun.
It's like not even 10 minutes long. Like it's as a proof of concept that they released as a gimme for delaying the game almost. Sure, whatever.
Left. What is left later is right. All right.
But yeah, hey, surprise, surprise! It turns out that this game has been polarizing, to say the least.
This game has reviewed all over the place, I would say. What is left later is right, and hell is back again. Okay, so we got to figure out what the 3 numbers are gonna be, which I'm going to guess.
I feel like getting the machine gun in one of these games is a signal that you're, like, at least halfway through.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the 2/3 mark.
I think the weird thing is watching Braden play this is that the writing in this game is kind of all over the place. Which is weird because they hired the writer of Soma and Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
I can see that influence. I mean, let's not pretend that Amnesia and Soma don't have, like, weird writing bits. Although, Soma is thematically coherent. All right.
Soma still might be the most low I've ever felt in a game.
That-
the very end of Soma.
That game has some very good fuck you moments.
It's incredibly bleak.
All right. I'm seeing.
But again, I think that when I say it's weird that that writer made this game is Braden, the coherence of this game isn't even close to even like Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Which, look, I think that the bunker fixed the problem that all of those Amnesia games had, which is now we need to show you the monster, and we have to explain the monster, and things are gonna get supernatural and weird, and that's always the worst part of Amnesia. All of them.
All right. Well, I did not see any clues over there, so I'm gonna guess whatever I need to figure out the combination is in this office.
I think I overall like frictional games' stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it sounds like Amnesia: The Bunker did not sell well.
Oh, right. They made a 4th?
Yeah.
Yes. Because there was also Amnesia Rebirth,
Yeah.
which I
I'll play that at some point.
I got the sense that people don't like Rebirth much at all.
Everyone I saw who streamed that game did not finish it. Which, take that as you will.
Well, there's no way they'll handle having a pregnant woman in a horror game worse than Outlast 2 did. So,
I don't know.
What's that top-down adventure game thing that you played, ZP?
Oh, I'm looking it up. That's God damn it! That fucking game. You're right. Shit.
That's the worst handling of a pregnant woman
that's
in
the
a
worst
game.
handling of a pregnant woman in a horror game ever.
Are you
No,
aware of the ending of Outlast 2?
no. Oh man. God, and that's one of the free games you get when you sign up for a GOG account these days. Shit. What the fuck was that name?
So the ending of Outlast 2 is literally that
Pit of Dead Babies.
Giving birth and then dying from the birth as you watch the live birth.
No, I can.
It's stasis something.
Stasis
Bone Totem
has the same thing, but this time you turn out that the baby is the clone of the evil CEO of the evil company that put you in the torture dungeon. And so the baby is actually performing the abortion by ripping out of your womb on purpose so as that it can be the evil CEO again.
It's called Stasis?
This is the Judas or whatever, right? That bonus.
It was... Yeah.
Oh, okay, because apparently I beat this game. But I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't normal stasis, it was
it was the weird tie-in game. Fuck.
Yeah, there's stasis bone totem.
It was Kane. Kane was the name of the game. Yeah,
Kane? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was related, but it wasn't called stasis. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll avoid that then.
Yeah, don't play that shit. The problem with stasis is it has the evil aliens on the spaceship murdering your baby and eviscerating it into pieces in front of your eyes. Because edgy horror, right?
I love edgy horror.
I love sanitarium.
It's why ZP and I should do a podcast on beloved anime horror series Another.
Oh, fuck.
The worst part is...
we probably have to talk about that, because you guys have talked about some terrible fucking animes in the past that made me want to throw up.
So, for what it's worth, I watched the first episode of that at one point as like a goof, and it did not seem immediately incompetent, so...
No, you gotta wait a little bit.
Yeah, I'm to understand it takes a bit. It takes until we start explaining the plot of this horror story before things get stupid.
I mean, honestly, at this point, Brayden, what if we did an off the deep end thing where you could like sell us on Corpse Party, and the weird pivot is we watch the Corpse Party anime.
No. No. How about no?
I mean, that if we want to get, what's the one where it's the cannibals? Is that Pupa?
We're not fucking watching Pupa.
You could watch Bone Tomahawk instead.
Ah, yeah. Fuck yeah. Let's watch Bone Tomahawk. That's fucking metal.
Solo in the Dark.
So this video game, I need to figure out...
You can never sell me on Corpse Party. Is this why we can't take fucking Brayden back to the Corpse Party mines ever again? Did that last game really burn everybody else? I gave people what they
wanted. You weren't there to witness it.
I was on stream with you, and even I was bored out of my mind.
Yeah. And
I wanted schlocky, bad horror
the
anime.
The most interesting part of that game is the teaser for the next game in the series.
Or it's the fact that it's bad.
Okay, I'm going to assume there are clues elsewhere. Unless... What's this?
No. I like his quick step down the ladders. Not the ladders, the stairs. Excuse me. I'm tired.
We're all tired. I did not. I went to bed late because I was playing Total War. like
not a
it.
good reason to be tired.
Yeah, well, what is a good reason to be tired? Tired police.
Long hours of manual labor.
Oh, look at you.
It's actually hitting me harder and harder, like with each passing day. Now that I know I might actually have some real opportunities to do anything else, so I'm very much looking forward to not doing this.
I look forward to you not doing that. Oh. Hey. I did not have a melee weapon. I thought I
One
did.
right there. You talked about a medical IT job. Are you applying for any other IT jobs, or is that just a thing you tried?
There's not actually a lot at the moment. I mean, we're not into spring yet. Spring and summer are the big hiring months. There's a lot of call center stuff, of course, but I want to try to avoid that.
Yeah.
Fair.
I did my time.
I would recommend that as someone who worked in a call center. All right. Start the timer now. 10 minutes. And if I don't find anything that will in any way tell me the answer, I'm looking it up.
Okay.
There must be another way inside.
I already went inside, David Harbour.
I think I need to go inside.
The upside down. The inside out.
You know that thing I did? That show?
Yeah, the newsroom.
I don't know where to go.
We reported the news.
It's locked from the other side.
Oh no, I saw his eyeballs. Okay, I could have unlocked it from there. I guess? Anyway, I am not seeing any sort of indication. Okay, I think I might have an idea.
Oh, you think you figured it out?
Let's see if I'm right. I'm solving puzzles.
That's a sign that you're playing a good game.
Yeah. Because all of the games you play have puzzles, and they're great. Remember that time you had to, play Nine Man's Morris?
No, I was... What?
Remember that time you had to decode Morse code?
I've done that more than once. You're gonna have to be more specific.
I know. Remember that time you had to do a Towers of Hanoi puzzle?
I've also done that at least 3 times.
I know. I know. Hell is real. Okay, no, it won't let me. Okay. yeah. No one. If people want more Corpse Party,
Was back in the...
they can certainly vote for it. What is left? Later is right, and hell is back again.
Is it like 666? I don't know.
I think the last
That'd be
number
real
is definitely 6. Anything over here? Several men were carried into Mississippi. Nope, I have no idea.
They're both lying.
Do you want me to tell you what it is?
I'm looking it up.
Is it okay?
That's a Mississippi.
I think it's 395. Oh no, it's 399.
What's the logic?
I'm too sick to figure out the logic.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
4 clockwise, then counterclockwise 5, then 4 clockwise again. I'm not quite sure what the rationale is for that.
Does it have? Does there have to be a rationale? It's puzzles. Puzzles good.
Uh-huh. This guide is somehow useless. I love guides. Left 4, right 5,
It's a new game.
left 4. That
I sent you a link to one that says it talks about grabbing a Tommy gun and right next to it having a safe, and that one says 399. 3 to
Nope.
the right, 9 to the left.
nope, it
9.
was 455.
Gotta go
Oh,
manifest.
never mind then.
September 19th, 18.
That can only mean that there's another
Brexit.
safe for you to unlock.
Yeah.
Here we go. the address where Jeremy first encountered the Dark Man.
Show me your excited face, Braden.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, these monster designs are cool. Okay, so I know I've presented this thesis to Braden before, and we kind of just have been like, yeah, I don't know. So I'll just say this aloud because this game's here. Has there ever been a video game franchise that is really only been one good game and then maybe a company or two holding on to dear life thinking that they can revive said one game, quite like Alone in the Dark? Because that first game is important.
It's important, but it's not good.
I did ask earlier, are there any good Alone in the Dark games? And the answer seems to be kinda, sorta, but not really.
So here,
I'd say maybe Silent Hill qualifies.
I think I like 1 and 2.
Okay,
People
but they
seem to
made
like those-
3 good Silent Hill games, so your thesis is invalid.
People seem to think those first 4
Now,
Silent Hill games are...
everything
No,
after
the room
that,
is terrible.
everything after that, not so
Once you
much.
get out of the room, in the room, Silent Hill, the room is not great.
Okay, well then the first 3.
Anyway, modern
Yeah,
day Konami, yes.
I mean, 3 gets just really...
You wanna tell me
That's
what
the
this
game
is
that
all
gets
about?
up its own ass in terms of its whole, like, the evil cult's got reasons.
The greatest show this side of the
Oh,
Mississippi.
Neuralthotep.
Nyarlathotep, the Black Pharaoh.
Does Lost Planet count? I don't
Ancient
know. 2 is
magician who lived
fine.
1,000 lives,
3 is actually pretty
1,000
good.
masks.
And I actually have the first one loaded up. I'm gonna try playing that
see why you
over the
settled on
weekend.
calling him the
I haven't
Dark
played
Man.
it since it came
Right.
out.
So you got scared by a stage magician, and now he's living inside your head.
You can mock me, detective. You would be the crazy one to think
Oh,
his
the Dark
presence-
Man is Nyarlathotep.
Darkman.
Look where we are.
See, I like it when...
We didn't get to finish our last conversation, did we? You were about to tell me how to break the contract with the Dark Man.
No, can't.
They're combining a lot of different
We're
things
gonna lose
together here, and I'm
some
kind of here for it.
I mean, a lot of
So many
Lovecraftian
innocent
stuff does that.
But there is a way.
They
to
also have
break out
Dorian
of the
Gray,
deal.
though.
There is. You offered me a way out. Steps to take.
What are they?
You'll never find them. They're forever entombed in his sunken desert temple.
Jeremy, I'm not your enemy. Tell me where to go. How do I find the temple?
No, we can't. I have to make this sacrifice.
God damn it, Jeremy. I'm gonna save you. Don't worry.
Maybe we don't need to save Jeremy Hartwood.
I mean, this is gonna lead to Braden pointing out that I probably need to play the 7th guest.
Yeah, you do.
How do you save someone who doesn't want to be saved?
Hey, the answer to your
Gonna
question,
get saved no matter what.
ZP,
I just need to
Yeah.
find the
Fear.
temple somehow.
Oh,
I
Fear's good.
like Fear 2.
Ugh.
it's fine.
Fear 2
But
is
it's
a
not
console
great.
game.
I like how they put the mech stuff, and it's very clearly Monolith being like, yo, we took the shogi and put it in there. Have fun. It's like, oh, this still controls like shit.
All right.
But also, yeah,
So, see, now-
let's say the ending of Fear 2 is still something I laugh about, or boy,
Hey, remember
that's
when
sure
Joku and
one
I
way to
played
end
Fear
a video
3?
game. But
Yeah.
man,
God, what a miserable piece of shit.
but also, the ending of Fear 2.
It's deeply, deeply shitty and gross.
It's very bad.
Edgelord trash. Alright, so let's see. Gemini, Pisces, and... what is that one? Virgo?
The weird thing about Fear, though, is that
0, 4.
Monolith had a weird crease where they were making decent to good expansion packs for 1 and
7.
2. Like, Perseus Mandate is genuinely good.
2.
They didn't make those.
They didn't make those.
That
Oh,
was
that was Time Gate.
Gate?
Right. But then, like, if we're looking at Fear as a
2,
franchise...
4, 7 are 3 numbers.
And I realized, like, didn't they say that they decanonized Extraction Point because it
Yeah.
fucks around with, like, the canon of Alma?
The Time Gate expansions of Fear 1 are decanonized.
That said, those games were more Fear, and then also, like, Extraction Point did cool stuff with the multiplayer.
Yeah. Extraction Point was just a cool game anyway.
Yeah.
Like, the whole campaign was.
Okay, 7's in the middle, 2's... Okay.
But hey, Timegate gave Fear a better ending than fucking Monolith, let's just say.
Monolith didn't make Fear 3.
They made Fear 2.
Yeah.
The only ones they made 1 and 2, and the very short add-on campaign for 2.
Yeah, where you play as Paxton Fettle, is that Reborn?
Yeah, something like that.
Now, you want to talk about, like, problematic things that basically ruin Fear? Let's talk about, like, every time all of the stuff they did with Paxton Fettle after the first game.
I don't... Yeah.
Hey, Brayden, you remember when you had to play Fear 3?
Yeah, I do.
Thing you just mentioned?
Yeah, remember the thing I just talked about? And how miserable that game is? Just a terrible piece of garbage.
Oh, Parasite Eve's a great example.
Oh, fuck, yeah, that's right.
Speaking of Joku games. Oh, yeah, look at this. Are we gonna...
Utterly unsurprised to see that he was down with 2 and weirdly forgiving of 3.
Right up until the end.
Right up until the boss fights started to get shitty.
See, this is... If the game was more of this... early on, I think it would have been... I think...
You know these games, like, the attitude these days is you have to have the slow burn.
I mean, this game is very much going for a dreamlike slow burn. Like, it's very much meant to be... And here's the thing about Alone in the Dark and the concept of rebooting Alone in the Dark, is that Alone in the Dark has no consistent identity. Because those first 3 games are very much just like goofy haunted house games that are like, hey, look at these polygons.
I mean, even if you look at, like, the change in genre and tone from 1 to 2.
I mean, two they
is
make
an
it
action
an action game. They
2 is
Resident
literally an action
Evil'd their own franchise before Resident Evil. And you know, and then New Nightmare was like, "Hey, we played Resident Evil and also weird Native American."
The temple of Nephron lies under
Oh.
Arkham.
It's Liam
Despite
O'Brien.
all efforts, that unholy site did not collapse, but sink.
You are
beneath the
not
sand.
prepared.
The pharaoh is long dead, his name meticulously stricken from all ancient writing. But that stage meant for blood and terror remains. The temple is said to be lightless, built to harbor all the haunters of the dark found in the very depths of our universe. Calling on the gods meant creating a bridge between our world and theirs. The terrible Aldebaran of Taurus, the Black Sun, was seen as the most important star in the night sky. Because, according to the Kitab al-Azif, it was said to be the home of that crawling chaos known as...
None of those count though, because those are only one game or like
Through
in one
ancient
sequel.
mechanisms, it was said that the priests
I'm sorry, I talked
would
over
open
you.
shafts channeling the light emitted by that strange stone called the Shining Trapezohedron. Several streams pooled together above the statue of that dark man would then be sent through space towards the Black Sun. A message to the gods. The gifts bestowed on the sender are completely undocumented, but often assumed to involve dark blood pacts, where souls are traded for malicious miracles.
I also...
Lionheart, the best Dragon Age game is the second one.
No, wait. Awakening? But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Awakening is good because it's the only
Like,
one...
Shadow Mordor 2 isn't bad, it's just it overstays its welcome and that last level is
yeah,
shitty. That last level sucks.
There's some... That Wardor has some stuff in it that I'm almost willing to forgive.
Because the core mechanics are satisfying.
Because... So my feeling on Wardor, because I'm probably not going to write anything about it, is that they thought very long and very hard about what to do to make the Nemesis system and all of the systemic interaction stuff more interesting. And then they did not think at all about, like, the rest of that game.
It's the star constellation from Voyager. I got a feeling this is where the conjuring is hidden. But how do I get there?
See, this is what I want.
I would argue that Deus Ex Human Revolution is also generally considered to be...
Mankind Divided
there.
is fine, too.
Mankind
Also-
Divided's fine. Human Revolution is fine.
And
Problem is that if we're talking about the standard of Deus Ex, it's like, yeah, it's like everything compares weirdly to like a very important video game.
how about Fable? Yeah, there's...
I
I
like
would-
Fable 2.
I would
like
need
Fable
to
2.
replay Fable 2. I believe I own it on Xbox.
I think Fable is a perfect example of what we're talking about, though. Like, that first one had a certain amount of magic to it that drew people to it, and they kept trying to match it, and it just grew steadily out of favor.
I thought Fable 2
Like, general
was better
opinion
than
is
1.
that 2 is real good.
I thought
All
2
those
was
games
better
are
than
bad.
1.
I mean, so, like Alone in the Dark, the question I ask is, what is the defining aspect of Fable?
This one looks operational.
Weird tweet.
And is the answer just aggressive Britishism?
I think
It's just
so.
excessively doing a raspberry.
It's
Just
just
loud as
people
possible.
going, "Oi, chicken chaser," and then you can fart, and everyone's like, "Oh," and I don't. I feel like I don't envy the Forza Horizon team being being the ones who have to figure out that one. Oh, video game. Oh, video game. Once again, there's only Chrono Trigger. There are only 2 games. Well, 3 if you count Radical Dreamers.
Yeah, these need to be longer.
They need to be
running
longer franchises.
If there's
than
a
just-
sequel or 2 sequels, like it just doesn't really count.
Like, my point with Alone in the Dark is they literally dragged this entire franchise for 30 plus years, and
well,
have.
those 3 games are, you know, quote unquote important. They are, I would say, like, perfectly fine as products of their era.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, that core original Resident Evil team has basically said, yo, no Alone in the Dark, we don't know what Resident Evil would have been.
Yeah, but the difference is Resident Evil has a stronger identity.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Even if it's unintentional. Like, you know, you ask Shinji Mikami how intentional was, like, the cornball aspect of that. And the answer is, like, not entirely. A little bit.
It worked.
Hell yeah. What's better than this? Just guys being dudes, shining lasers onto light gems. Now this is video games. I love the Spirit Temple. I got this here mirror shield, you know? Listen.
He's gonna come into this stream and he's gonna call you a racist.
My friend Danny. My friend Danny, alright? No, I'm from Boston. I'm not Italian. I'm from Boston. Now listen, my friend Danny, he can get you some of that Alone in the Dark. Ben Affleck.
How do you feel about townies?
Oh, the Harvard Yard?
Increasingly incomprehensible.
I'm from Boston. My name's Mike. Hey.
You ever heard of MIT? That's us.
That's us. We're MIT.
Tea Party. That's what T stands
Chowder. You know?
for. Chowder.
I gotta beat some guy's ass. Cause he insulted my chowder.
My chowder's wicked good. My sister says so.
Some wicked good donkeys here. I'm going on a donkey's run. Does anyone want anything?
Don't make me a wicked pisser.
I'll get myself some wicked donuts.
No, Lionheart. All 4 of the Batman games are good. They're just Arkham Asylum is like one of the best
tightest
games of all
one.
time.
Yeah. Arkham Asylum is the one that has any sense of pacing.
Less is more.
Because it's not an open world game.
Or I should say Arkham City's probably or Arkham. Wait, it's Arkham City and then Arkham Knight. Okay, Arkham City is probably the worst at this point.
And then Origins
is pretty tight. I like it.
Hey,
it's just hard to go to that after you've played Knight.
I had an alright time playing that a while back, but you can tell that was the B team game that did not get the resources.
Sure.
Hey, I got this adsy. You know, me and my buddy, we got these adsies, and we're gonna go break down these walls, you know?
My favorite tool.
My favorite tool.
Oh. There it is. I was like, why is he talking about ads?
Yeah, I know this guy. He's wicked smart. His name's Edward Conby.
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 Chahn.
Chowda. 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 Yeah, all
Going
360
north over the
games just
border.
end like that.
Hey, you know what? I'd rather take an abrupt ending over a lingering forever ending.
What if, like, let's
Like
say,
old movies.
Hey, what if the 120-hour JRPG made you complete the equivalent of the post-game dungeon before you saw credits, Relkin? That'd be pretty bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be like a crime, maybe. Much like the crimes Reen Schwarzer commits in his giant robot.
God. It's utterly baffling how far off track that series went, and how like deeply gross some of that stuff is, considering how much like the core of that series has been about like the pursuit of justice for regular people, and then to have the character that is literally double special, in that he is both the chosen one and also secretly a super person. Those are separate things, by the way, as far as
He's
I understand.
Naruto and a Gundam pilot.
Yes, I guessed he was Naruto 5 seconds before he was revealed to, in fact, be exactly Naruto.
Wait, what are we talking about now?
We're talking about beloved video game series Trails of Cold Steel.
Oh.
Oh.
A video game... Trails of Cold Steel 2, a video game where it forces you to complete its equivalent of the post-game dungeon. Post-game optional dungeon.
In order to finish it, yeah.
In order to see credits.
And you can tell that they love him so much despite him being the absolute worst person, because not only does every single person in that universe constantly shower him with praise, and all the girls want him, but at the very end of it, you get to play as Lloyd from protagonist from the Crossbow games, an actually great character. And they do the thing where they just, like, you get into a fight with him, you beat him, they don't let him sweat it.
And
It's
then
just no,
he's like, oh,
I'm too
guess I'll
strong."
have to use my full power next time.
Yes, they do that shit. You're like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, Sword Art Online was very popular.
You know, at least when they bring up a
Did you rang?
in the Crossbow
Yeah,
games,
no,
they acknowledge that they're powerful.
the context for Reen Schwarzer is the 2010s. And the anime that was popular in the 2010s.
I love light reflection lenses in...
Yeah, that's how you know you're
Bible
playing a video game. If you're pushing boxes or directing beams of light, you know you're playing a video game.
Sure are.
I have this curse where I'm always reminded of this game 5.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. You know, someone who has completed that game fairly recently, within the last few years. Are we already beyond the Isekai era? No.
No,
Not yet.
Isekai's even big in Japan. So
Isekai's still big.
Yeah,
Hell
because
is
people don't want to live in this world.
hell is real.
That would be a vending machine in some fantasy world than be a person living in the nightmarescape that is the 2020s.
Yeah, no. If I wanted to be a social sciences hack, I would absolutely write something about that.
Now, one of these days, Yatsu and I will see our isekai into existence. Slime girl wants her own apartment!
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
Yes. Is that a reverse isekai?
No, she gets isekai and becomes back as a slime girl, and the entire point of the story we came up with is that it's her trying to figure out how to be a slime girl and perform regular tasks.
Are these
So she can gain agency from the
Okay.
state.
So are the property values in this fantasy realm also too high?
No, it's actually like really nice. It's just she can't do basic things, and so the state won't allow her to live without a guardian.
Oh, that's very fucking funny. That's a very good... You should write that light novel.
Yeah, I probably should. I think it'd be good. You do a lot of fun visual gags. And the obvious upcoming anime for my award-winning
guess
light
what?
novel.
You know an artist.
I do.
You know someone who could make illustrations for said light novel.
I'll bring it to Miko. I'll ask Yatsu if he doesn't mind letting me have it.
I think you could do that as a funny piss take. I know people who write light novels.
Yatsu, if you're still there, what was our second one? I've already forgotten. It was also very good. That one was more your idea.
Oh, see, I'm more if I'm gonna my enthusiasm for isekai, I like a reverse isekai more than a regular isekai.
You like man being obsessed with club culture?
Yes, I like noted Three Kingdoms era strategist Kongming.
Yeah, coming to the real world.
Coming to the real world and using his tactical acumen to be the best DJ in the Tokyo club scene.
Yep.
What was the name of that anime again?
Ya boy Kongming is how it is how it is localized.
Or how about the uncle that's can't
Free Ren is
get
just
over the
fantasy.
That can't get over the fact that Sega ain't making consoles anymore.
Yes. Oh yes. Isekai uncle. Where yeah. A fantasy anime is not I will say
that one, those two are very good.
Yeah, I think no, you specifically have to go have a regular douchebag go to a fantasy world for it to be isekai. And I'm going to stand by this.
I mean, the ultimate reverse isekai is still the gold standard. My life as a part-timer.
Yeah, well...
The devil is a part-timer. Like, the original Season 1, 2013 show. Like, that show is...
Yeah, it's a shame they never followed it up. And it's a shame that I refuse to read. Yeah.
Did they not actually follow it up and you're being facetious?
They did.
Or...
They did. Except they adapted a controversial arc where the characters that are at the core conflict have to be, in quotations, married to raise a child.
Yep.
So Satan and Angel Lady get it on?
No. They just have to be domestic. And that's the core conflict of that arc. Is haha, they have to be domestic and they have this love-hate with each other.
So they basically made married with children?
Yes.
Kind of. But it's, let's say, less effective than Married with Children. I'm not the intended target, but Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maids is a good show. I probably.
I watched 2 episodes of that, and I did not like it.
I'm just not the intended target for that.
I know people who are crazy about it.
The people who are very into that, I feel like, are the same people who are very into quote-unquote wholesome games.
Well, okay, there are also gay people who are super into Kobayashi's Dragon Maid for a very obvious reason.
Oh yeah, because it's comfy lesbian couple domesticity. And one of them's a dragon with giant honkers. And then in the second season, you realize that the mangaka is just a weird pervert.
What is happening on screen?
Is he getting
carried away.
Is he getting taken to Anne Orlando?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the end of Dark Souls 3's true ending.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Chapter 4.
I guess we're in chapter 4 now.
Where's Patches? He
Hey.
survives. I know it. He's there at the end.
Hey, detective. What are you doing?
Oh, I found some.
Great. Was it alcohol?
God, no, I just got the wind knocked out of me. I think I know how to break the contract with the Dark Man.
What exactly does that mean?
Everything going back to normal.
All right. I found some more information on Dorsetto and the patients. There are some seriously strange things going on here. I'm pretty sure 2 of the patients are dead, and maybe even the clerk.
Oh, yeah. I kind of just gave up on it.
Well, just keep your eyes open, I suppose. What were you doing again?
Jeremy made a pact with the Dark Man to keep all the madness locked inside Dorsetto.
All right.
I'm gonna break it. I just have to... Where is it? Where's the talisman?
It's around your neck.
Ah! Ah!
I worry, Detective.
Don't, I'm fine.
I worry that you're not much help on this case. At least you're a good distraction.
Trust me. You're getting your money's worth.
At
this rate, I'm an absolute bargain.
I love the idea that during his story, she's just doing normal investigation stuff, and he's
Getting
in this...
increasingly bloodied.
Yeah,
She's
he's
like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He smells
like,
of alcohol.
I just paid this guy. And he's just running around, and he just increasingly smells of drink. And he's yelling about a dark man? Anyway, I found out that some of the patients might be dead. That's concerning.
He's just like, I don't care.
And he's like, no, listen, there's something going on. The creatures from the other... I think that is very funny. And I bet...
The dialogue in this game seems sharper than expected.
Yeah.
Got to be around
Their
here
deliveries are...
somewhere.
I'm actually
You
really
wouldn't
curious
leave
about what the
this
opposite of
house.
that would be.
I
Like
don't know
him,
what thing anymore.
her going through the craziness and
Went
him
into that
apparently just going
detective
through regular
Who is
investigations.
it? Can he be
Nothing
trusted?
but deadpan,
I think
probably.
he want a good guy. Well, you know, like us.
Will he be all right with her
Yeah, he
coming?
could do that well. I'm just curious about what her... Like, I've seen it. I've seen too much.
You don't need to know
Performance
about
would be.
all that. Just help Jeremy. Just calm down. It ain't time yet.
God, it hurts.
As far as I can tell, Detective Comby seems to be solving problems.
What's wrong with her?
Just be ready in case he starts anything.
Arthritis?
The black goat of the woods, Shub-Niggurath? The mother of 1,000 young?
We
No.
must investigate.
I just
Brayden.
think
Go ahead.
if there was a puzzle where I had to serve a dining room full of zombies a bowl of soup, I think that would be good.
Christ, what the hell was that?
By the way, more time is a good time.
Yeah, I hear it's an alright tactics thing.
Yes.
I like a good tactics thing,
Really?
but
My Skaven group is called... My warband is named Kill Kill Team 66.
yeah.
Got a whole crew of little fuckers here. I love it.
I think I'm near the end of the game.
I looked up the guide.
We
This
must
is
have
chapter
faith
4 or
that
5.
Jeremy's pact with the Dark Man is
This
a
is
bluff.
brief.
If we are
Was
lucky,
that
our visitors
fight
will
at the
find
docks?
him
Was
and
that the
prove
biggest
it's
fight you've
all
had?
Nonsense before night falls.
Yeah.
What is true is our attempt to call.
Oh, everyone
Too
in
many things have happened. for
everyone in this
evening to
ta-
be
in
vain.
this hospital
Think of
is a
Jack and
crazy
Cassandra,
cultist.
even Perosi,
And Jeremy
whose
did a pact with
circumstances I
one
can't
eldritch
understand.
being
Grace is a goat
to
without horns.
stop the
She
other
knows it and will play the role. You must talk to
eldritch being, because this place is some sort of portal to the other worlds.
Lunacy and the Astarte Artist Colony, a monograph by Yael Klein. In early 1909, the old Derceto plantation outside of New Orleans was turned into an artist's colony. 3 famous European artists rented the house and the surrounding land from the owner, the Ledoux family. The colony was chiefly run by Sebastian Cortez, who was playfully dubbed the captain by his collaborators, William Arges and Heinrich Kassel. The colony existed for 6 years, until one day all 12 members disappeared without a trace. It is widely believed that their disappearance is connected to the
Yep, okay, there's some Arkham horror shit happening here.
I mean, the thing about this game is that it does have ideas.
Yeah, I just think it's dry. I think either the video game part could use a little more snazzy, like a little more either variety in combat or...
It needs some better set pieces.
Yes.
Honestly.
Combat or set pieces, or would greatly benefit from...
Like,
more interaction
gameplay
between the 2 leads, honestly.
Yeah. The gameplay of this game seems to mostly revolve around just running around and picking a bite and solving simple puzzles.
And then the game very explicitly lets you know when it's shooty shoot time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want an interplay between 2 Alone in the Dark characters. Might I recommend The New Nightmare?
They talk to each other on the radio.
A lot.
Yeah. I don't remember anything they talked about because the
Remember
only thing I remember about
how the
New
female
Nightmare-
lady takes off her coat and then you can see her nipples through her shirt?
Sure. I didn't play as the lady.
Oh.
The only thing I remember about the New Nightmare is like Native American spiritualism, complete with Edward Carnby being possessed by the power of Native American spirits to defeat the bad guy.
I need the key.
I mean, considering that it is borrowed, like the first couple of games borrow ideas from, well, outright borrowed Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, having vaguely racist notions of what Native American spiritualism is and it being the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, it's actually on brand.
And then 2008, weirdly enough, kind of follows up on that shit.
I don't have the combination for this. Maybe Jeremy did.
2008, I don't know if Braden actually got to this part of the game, because it's been a while. I think you played that during the pandemic.
I think that was the last game I played for the first part of the first time.
That game has the weird evil spires of doom that jut out of Central Park, and you have to drive around in the worst controlling cars imaginable.
Oh, I did the driving sequence.
Oh my god.
That's pretty early in the game. And it's awful.
Yeah, and also blink to be able to see cutscenes.
The two orderlies still hadn't...
But yeah, I don't envy anyone. There is effort here, and there is like a creative through line. I just think they could have benefited from maybe it being louder and dumber.
Detective Comby, I'm terribly sorry that my niece has pulled you into this mess. Please, with all my blessings, take her away from this cursed place. I have destroyed that Eater of Worlds and locked it away in the attic and retreated to a place of hiding. Tell Emily I'm safe. Tell her all the lies you can think of to make her listen. Take her back to Nolans.
Nolans.
Sincerely, Jeremy.
Nowlands.
Now.
You ever heard about voodoo?
Do you know anything about Gree? I think a lot about Tim Curry's ridiculous cartoon Cajun accent.
Brother, I need you to trust me. This is the most important moment in our family's history. I know you have doubts and that the terrible Mama Loa told you lies. I would never betray you. I promise. Lottie.
But yeah. Seventh guest, right, Braden?
Yeah, the thing about the seventh guest is it all feels like puzzles that are
of an era.
The kind of stuff you would find in a workbook. Like, here are puzzles to challenge your brain.
That said, phenomenally important.
It sold a lot of CD-ROM drives.
Yeah, like it was that and Myst were the games that sold entire countries on. Oh, I need to have a CD-ROM drive. Okay, gotcha.
Well, as long as you also play the 11th hour.
Fuck.
I need to know everything I can about Stav
Or
the toy
how
maker.
about that fucking Kickstarter that kept failing and then eventually they made it and then it sucked, the 13th doll.
I saw Vinny Caravella play that.
Did he finish it?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Detective Conby. Good to see you again. Solved your case
I was
yet?
supposed to show you Trilobite's weird animated one of those.
Hey, Grace, you okay?
Clandestiny.
Oh, she is just peachy, Detective. Are you looking forward to the Feast of
That's
St.
a
John,
game.
Grace?
I can't wait.
Kids, ain't they great?
What exactly are you planning for tonight?
Oh, not much. We eat, we drink, we pay tribute to the wishing tree in the conservatory. The usual.
Then why all the excitement?
There is just something about tonight. Something's different. I think we all feel it. Besides, we got ourselves some new words for the prayer thanks to your buddy Jeremy.
She'll come and turn the world inside out, and things will begin again.
That sounds strangely threatening.
You should come.
God damn it, Grace. Stay put for once.
Our dark lord and master.
There's something missing. Better hold on to these. Wouldn't want them to get
He
lost.
who brings the darkness into this land. Oh. Like, I'm trying to think, how I feel about, like, the parts in this game where you are just running around Deserto.
Jeremy knew that the only one who could help him now was the guest in room number 3. The room seemed to have been empty for so long, but that wasn't allowed to
Oh,
be
913, that's the safe in the clerk's office.
I can't leave. I got a job to do. It worked.
The last guest in the empty room suffered from severe maladaptation. I must write this down, because if I understand the condition sufficiently, it could make me deny this fact at a later date. And there is reason for me to think I may come to suffer the consequences from this dysfunction, as some who came in contact with the guest seemed to adopt a new worldview in which everything was predetermined but broken. Upon accepting this worldview, some memories became unmanageable and later rejected. I do not know what this means. I cannot even remember the fate of the guest. I think they were simply misplaced one day and forgotten. Just like all documents pertaining to this guest, they have all been destroyed, or they never existed in the first place. Who wrote this? There has never been a guest in the empty room.
Oh, there's a guest in the empty room. I had to go to my writer's room. I had to find out who the guest was in the empty room.
Dr. Gray's office, all to myself.
David Carnby.
Writers as protagonists with weird narration to be
I will leave it to you
theme
to
or
contact her
topic
agent
appropriate.
and have them collect her things. I found one of great.
It's gonna be real hard going back to cheaper if not more
This is
forced
where
versions of
McCarthy is
that
hidden our
after
favorite
Alan
young.
Wake 2.
It's very important.
Once you eat steak dinner, it's hard to go back to potatoes.
I had a steak sandwich for lunch for dinner today. Some... The Flying Dutchman. Ah! No, no. Anyway, we're gonna go the other way.
Yeah, probably.
There's that guy. And he's all like, "What's up, bitches? It's me, Nyal Throtep. Nya nya nya.
That's how you're gonna pronounce it?
Nya nya nya."
Don't worry, Braden. I've mispronunciated that name before. Nyarthlotep.
Nya nya nya. See, now I'm just thinking about Sucker for Love.
Okay.
And how that game handles Nyarlathotep.
Sure. I think I follow.
It's very funny. Like a lot of that
Indeed.
game. That
It's good.
Here's the thing I'll say is the dating sim where you date the eldritch creatures from beyond mortal ken. Shockingly funny.
Indeed.
Because it fully acknowledges that you would have to be a complete lunatic
To want to have to date a horrible abomination like that.
to date a horrible abomination.
Hey, Braden. You know, there's another visual novel that does that exact thing.
Yeah. Was it written by Gennaro Obuchi?
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna talk about.
Hey, you know, at some point maybe I'll read that and feel bad.
It's a real feel-bad, man,
Yeah.
game.
What if I just read through White Day instead? Which
You've
also
already seen Fuwamoka play it, so...
Yeah, I watched them play White Day, and then...
Which I'm glad they didn't follow that up with another pornographic visual novel, because it's like, this is Callie's thing. You can't do the Callie thing. Please don't do this again.
I mean, it's the censored version.
Maybe I've been selling that old barfly short.
Although those are my favorite Callie
Looks like
streams.
McCarthy has something hidden inside.
When she played through that one
Sometimes.
that one visual
this
novel
place makes me
with the
worse.
patch.
That Deseto
Yeah.
might be my grave. A coffin made of.
It was
Austin.
funny.
And
Dad played a
you
porno.
can't find that. You cannot find that archive.
No, sir.
You know, there are people on the internet who might be able to help you.
McCarthy has something hidden inside.
I bet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Callie's visual novel stream has been preserved.
You can find it, I'm sure.
I wonder if she got a talking to after that stream.
I mean, I guess they got permissions for it.
Let's just say she hasn't streamed very many visual novels since.
Yeah, well, she finally got to stream Persona 3. So, she wins. Finally, it only took 4 years. But Atlas Video Game Company...
I can't take this
yeah,
much
you know,
more.
I mean, it's not just an Atlas thing. It seems to be like a Sega thing, because I checked it. There seems to be... Like, I wanted to hate stream the Kill la Kill fighting game, but apparently that game still has the algorithm running that fucks up your streams if you do too much of the story.
Oh, like, they'll come and get you?
They will come and get you. I'm willing to risk it to hate stream that Kill la Kill fighting game. It'll just be you and me, Brayden.
Just going, hey, this anime that we watched more than a decade ago, and is
deeply problematic,
and is weirdly enough one of the instigating incidents that led to our current friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing is that's my feeling on it.
Yeah. Hey, Trigger has made better anime since.
Oh, look, it's haunted. Oh,
spoopy.
Boogity boogity.
Need the key.
Radiography. Patient Jeremy Hartwood. Date June 14, 1930. Plates. Jeremy's skull proved difficult to capture properly. Partial radiographs worked best. A complete picture of the brain can be assembled by piecing 3 plates together. Observations. Even when looking at an assembled version, a shadow covers significant parts of Jeremy's brain. Possible tumor, but more likely that the equipment is failing. Jeremy reacted strongly to the pictures and claimed to see a giant clay worm eating and displacing his memories. Notes. While this exercise has left me nowhere closer to an answer, I feel confident that a Burkhart lobotomy should sever all necessary parts. Hypothetical psychosurgery based on the ideas by Burkhart and the St. Petersburg research could end up saving Jeremy's mind.
Yeah, ice pick
Severing the
lobotomy.
connections around the frontal lobe would certainly solve most mental...
Yep. Ooh, a circuit breaker puzzle.
Okay, now we're getting into some fucking Resident Evil puzzles.
Yeah?
Yeah, arranging x-rays?
Resident Evil hasn't done this before.
No, I can't think of any. Okay, I need to...
Though it has had weird permutations of, like, piecing puzzles in a jigsaw. Like things.
There's an x-ray puzzle in the first game.
Oh, wait, you're right.
Or at least remake. That's what I was referencing.
I realize they're gonna say, "Hey, this was in the original game," but the abandoned medical ward is maybe the most tired environment in all of horror game design. I would like to challenge anyone making a horror game to see if you can go your entire game without having a single level.
A creepy
like
hospital.
That. Creepy hospital or abandoned medical ward or an insane asylum.
If you put in asylum in your video game, you've already lost.
You've lost. I mean, that's kind of the one thing about Alan Wake 1 and 2 is they try to play around with like, oh, it's in a forest and it's an outside horror game.
And yeah, well, the time you go to that treatment place and it's being run by like this hack.
Exploitative hack.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Mr. Wake, why don't you relax in my ward and write your next book?
Yeah, why don't you write your next book? I'm profiting off of...
And then you have to listen to that song to solve a puzzle in the next part of the game.
Find the lady with the light. Yeah.
I'm glad that the main podcast played that game because I also feel like when that game came out, I was like, this is fine.
One's a great game.
Alan Wake is a game that I like, except for the part where you play it.
That's better.
Which is unfortunate because you're playing it for most of it. Oh no.
Yep.
Oh.
So how's this control?
Like a video game.
Those are the lobes. They would either be in the front or the back.
Oh, you call me.
Okay,
Lobes
so...
are the most erogenous part of the body.
Mm.
That's right. Like, the whole thing is to overlap them somehow.
Mm-hmm. Seems like you're having fun.
Yeah, that's how I describe it. So they're supposed to overlap.
Uh-huh.
Okay, like this. Am I Resident Eviling? Yes.
I feel like you almost got it.
Yep. I do almost got it. I just need to tilt all of these a little more.
Compelling. Now that you mention, I do remember this X-ray puzzle in Remake.
Yeah.
I seem to recall the pieces overlapping a little bit better and easier. I also wouldn't call the Resident Evil puzzle good or great.
What's the best Resident Evil puzzle? That's a good question. This is darkness.
Do you know what? I don't hate the animal statue puzzle in Zero.
Yeah, I think that's an alright puzzle. I got Jeremy's darkness. Great job, Jeremy.
How about the water puzzle in 3?
The water purity puzzle? That puzzle sucks.
I know, I had to mention.
It's a pain in the ass.
It's such a pain in the ass.
It's so irritating and I hate it.
If you want to talk about a water puzzle that's good, the solution machine in Resident Evil 2 Remake. With the 3 buttons, the green, the red, and the blue button.
Yeah.
Why does this keep happening? What am I supposed to do?
That's the correct response, honestly.
What?
When like you keep getting drawn into weird supernatural dreamscapes, he's just like, why does this keep happening? What am I supposed to do?
Like, when they play him as, like, the straight man who's like, I'm not having this. This sucks. Like, that's the best part of the game so far.
He is appropriately, like, being like, what? Why is this all this shit going on?
It reminds me of the best moment in Event Horizon when Lawrence Fishburne is watching the video of what happened to the previous team in this horrible part of space, and he gets about halfway into the video and he just slams the monitor shut. And he says,
here.
"We're leaving."
Time to have a look around
Yep.
this place.
Oh. You know, Oh yeah, now we're talking.
And I want to thank you, Braden, for bringing me to my attention that Yick has an update. You know,
Yeah, why?
keep
Yeah,
your dragon's
beloved-
dogmas, kids. It's time for adults to have their moments.
Yeah, it's time for real video games. Beloved video game Y2K, or Yeek, as the kids call it.
If you call it Yick or Yeek, it pisses him off even more. So that's why I always say it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, time for real adults to play real adult video games.
What is that?
No, video games are for children. They don't appreciate work. I was trying to make the equivalent of a Haruki Murakami novel. God.
The fact that that guy lost his shit when multiple video essays came out criticizing his game.
His weird, shitty game.
His weird man-baby game.
Please look forward to... Okay. Yeah, please.
We would never actually play Y2K. Probably.
I want you to say that into the microphone. Okay.
You're more likely to pick it than me.
416641. I'm not going to pick that game because it seems insufferable. Wheel of Dubious Persona wannabes. Oh. Yeah, played... Well, then ZP will finally get his Conception playthrough that we've all wanted. So... You know... Nothing but bad Persona likes, huh?
What would a Persona like technically be? Because yeah, I would probably play... No, I would play Eder Knights. I would pick Eder Knights.
But you already played that.
I know. It would be an easy podcast to make.
Cowardice.
I'm trying to say fucking time here, Brayden.
Tokyo Xanadu.
Yeah, Mirage Sessions, probably.
No, Tokyo Xanadu.
Mirage Sessions is actually a good game, though.
Yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions is like a good game.
Damn it, you got me there.
Tokyo Xanadu becomes a good game eventually, but you have to get through 20 hours of it being a real slow burn. So I wouldn't recommend.
It's the game from the we need the young people at the new
playing these games
in between Cold Steel 1 and 2, and look what happened.
We need our
wait. Can you hear me?
Fuck them. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Jeremy, where are you?
The motor is dead. I can't do anything more.
Hang on, Jeremy. I'll figure something out. I'll get the boat running.
Then can we just play Fact Xanadu?
If you want to just play a bunch of... If you want to play a bunch of Falcom games, I won't say no.
Whose turn is to pick after we do the Breath of Fire podcast?
Mine.
Oh. Oh, right. I picked King of Dragon Pass. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Brent refuses to give me any good hints about what he might pick.
I feel like
all he does is he nefariously says, I have an idea.
It's more than an idea.
Oh, right. No, wait. Now I know what you're going to pick next, because you just sent me a DM. Oh, yeah, that's actually a good idea, Brayden.
Which one did I tell you?
The one about possible guest opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna play that game, but
the boat's wedged itself right into the bayou. If I get the motor started, I could try reversing back into the river.
I figured... I mean, if you want me to tell you...
No. Wait, give me a hint.
I've said before, this year is going to be the year of justifying purchases.
Oh, fuck.
So it's nothing but video games I paid too much money for over the last 4 years.
Well, I mean...
They're
Look.
There are at least 6 things that could apply to.
We do need to play Xenosaga 2.
We sure do.
This really does need to be the year of Xenosaga 2. And we need to talk about how they changed Shion's character model for the worse.
Yeah, the visual changes from 1 to 2 are not good. It homogenizes it.
They should have kept the cartoony look rather than the hyper-realistic look.
I also don't like some of the voice acting changes.
Yeah, they brought back Cosmos's voice actress for the 3rd game.
I mean, they even bring that Cosmos voice actor for when she appears in crossover games.
Yes. I believe it is the same voice actress in Xenoblade 2. Because Cosmos is a blade in that game.
Hey, yo, yeah,
Everything about how
Hey, the DLC made that franchise connect with fucking Xenosaga, so
Yeah.
hey, maybe they can make a Xenosaga.
I think...
Well, actually, the end of Xenoblade X indicates connections with, like, they've been tying that shit in for a while now.
Yeah.
No, but the characters just straight up appear.
There's some stuff happens in that Xenoblade 3 DLC that we don't need to get into, but it's real funny.
Yeah.
Is it as funny as... I'm sorry, but that picture of whatever is...
Of Rex.
No, it's
yes.
still not as funny as that picture that Brayden shared all of us.
Yes, Rex and his polycule.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like in the 3 years between Xenosaga episode 1 and 2, a lot about that series' scope and scale changed dramatically. Who's to say? Maybe that's why it would make for a good podcast topic. Jeremy. Yeah. But I'll...
Jeremy isn't a good name in the 1920s. I feel like Jeremy screams somebody who likes grunge.
Hey, you know, names are cyclical, right? At some point...
Some of them are.
At some point, people are gonna start naming their kids Edith and Herbert again. Just you wait.
Yeah, Herbie. Start naming some girls after flowers again. Let's get some roses and...
I knew a Rose growing up. Who was not an 85-year-old woman.
What names can be left in the garbage bin, though?
Eunice.
Name spelled phonetically.
Ethel.
I knew of Christopher, and the name was spelled K-R-I-S.
I mean...
P-H-E-R.
Okay. Yep, that got worse as it went on. I was gonna like, hey, that's not a big deal. Okay. Fuck that.
No, it was not PH, it was FF. It was 2 F's.
Yeah.
Christophus.
Yeah, listen, I'm from... I have lived multiple years of my life in Utah, which is the place where baby names go to die. It's
Inspector Pilot.
We need more Gus's out there.
Only if it's short for Gustav.
Yeah. Just Gus is like the prime old man name. Needs to make a comeback.
My See, both of my grandpas had like normal names. They didn't have old people names.
My dad's name
But
was
also,
Harvey.
but here's the other thing. Here's the other weird thing. Both of my grandpas went by their middle names. So, you know, they were always known as blankety blank.
Sure.
But actually, people just called them by their middle name.
there's actually a bit of a run there on my dad's side. He was actually the firstborn son to break it, but it's just straight up the same name, you know.
Yeah.
I would never do that to any potential child of mine. That seems cruel.
I knew a guy who was the fourth of his name.
Okay, see, it gets fine after you get to the numbers. I feel bad for the junior. The very first one, it's a bummer for. Once you get to, oh, you're the third. That's cool.
Okay, but what if
that's a cool, skittery, gross thing.
Yeah.
I feel like once they get away from these mole people, this is better.
Yeah, but these things fucking suck. They do a lot of damage. Lionheart, I'm not going to back you up on watching The Love Bug.
So I'm just looking at old person names that are out of style now. Oh, Merle. We need more Merles in the world.
Merle!
Ambrose.
Murph! Don't leave me, Murph!
Gladys.
Yeah, Gladys is good. Agnes. Aggie.
Tabitha.
Tabitha? Yeah, Tabitha's a good name. Hey, Lionheart, what are some does in down where you are? Is there an equivalent? Like, are there names that went out like super out of style? What is it like downtown?
No, I'm trying to think of like we've been saying a lot of girls' names, so now I'm thinking of like boys' names that have Bertram has gone out of style.
Yeah. Bernard. Albert.
Cassius.
Eh.
Ames, but it's spelled E-A-M-E-S. I had a grandfather where that was his name.
Ames is pretty good. Garland. That one will come back in style due to that phenomenal game, Stranger in Paradise.
Yeah.
Everybody's naming their kid Garland.
Jack Garland. The hero
Althea,
of...
yeah. Althea.
Whoa.
Beatrice. I'm just gonna keep naming them. I'll stop.
Are you ready to tell me what happened? I put a rope around my neck, and then I strangled all the life from my body. Are you under the impression that you died? No.
My guy, you've dealt with worse monsters. Why are you running away from this one?
I mean, they're all pretty bad.
That you were supposed to die.
He grabbed that
I'm
thing.
the catalyst.
That's his fault.
I had to die to make the story happen.
I had to die to make the story happen. I had to die for Alice.
30 years ago,
Oh, your hat.
needed me to die.
You're not making any sense, Jeremy. Find your focus.
Hey!
I cheated everyone. I didn't play my part.
Hey!
I escaped
Hey!
my doom. My
Pretty
destiny.
smooth.
Again,
Right
find
Hey!
your focus.
Hey, I'm right here. What the hell is going on?
Now everything is wrong. Nothing is in
Hey!
place.
I'm right here!
Calm down, Mr. Conby. What do you want?
Were you not talking to Jeremy right now?
I haven't seen Jeremy all day. Are you all right, Detective?
No. Actually, I don't think so. Well, maybe. I'm gonna go look for Jeremy.
Good. Let me know if you find him.
The madness, slowly creeping over.
That was Jeremy's self-deceit, a steamboat stuck in the mud? I'm not going to pretend I understand any of that. What a bunch of psychoanalytic nonsense.
What time is it?
Dearest Dr. Manzetti, I find myself in a losing battle with my patient. As I've disclosed in my previous letter, his delusions have him completely captured. It's bad enough that he is torturing himself with paranoia, but his madness turns out to be quite persuasive to others. Effectively
Okay, so
laying the
Jeremy
ground
drove
for
everyone
mass
else
delusion.
crazy, and
I
now
am
they're
writing
trying
to
to
you
summon
in
an
hope that
elder
you can give
god.
me some guidance.
Oh
Beyond
no!
my ambition to avoid devastating surgery on my patient, I have grown worried about my own defenses. The words of my patient are deranged,
He
yet
was
they often
evil.
resonate with something primitive within me. I have tried photographing his brain with X-rays. It was surprisingly difficult to get good results.
So they just put out a
Dark
trailer for the
blotches on
Beetlejuice movie.
plates kept obscuring all details.
Hey,
My
the world
patient
really
looked at the
didn't
bad
need a
plates
slowed
and
down version of
cried out in
Deo, the
terror.
Banana Boat song.
Well,
But-
that's how
But
they
they
did it.
got it. Deo. Deo.
Now it's like creepy ethereal girls in the background.
Daylight come and be. Hey guys, it's me, Michael
You get to hear him-
Keaton.
No, he says the juice is loose.
That juice is loose.
Here's the thing. I had not seen Beetlejuice until a couple years ago. That's a fun movie.
Yeah.
I did not realize how...
Love me some Gina Davis.
Yeah. Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Gina Davis. Young, hot Winona Ryder when doing...
As opposed to modern day, older, hot Winona
as
Ryder.
opposed to MILF energy Winona Ryder.
Yes.
She still got it.
Yeah. She's in that trailer.
Yeah, of course she is. And you know what? Is Tim Burton directing it?
Said from the mind of Tim Burton. I didn't look too hard.
Okay,
So,
then.
let's assume no.
Looks like McCarthy has something hidden.
Okay, he's directing
Lionheart
it.
says yes. Okay.
Okay.
I always assume the worst.
Yeah.
Brought to you from the director of the Underworld movies.
He is credited as the director.
No,
That said, modern Tim Burton.
I think it might just survive on performances.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Keaton, huh?
Guy's been on a fucking roll since like I feel like he was
Birdman.
gone for a while. Honestly, he's the best part of the other guys. His bits in the other guys are fucking hilarious.
I like all of that movie, but anyways, yeah, I'm just looking at Tim Burton's directing credits the last 20 years, and it's dire. So the last movie he directed was 5 years ago. He did the live-action Dumbo movie.
Where's that from? I did this.
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Big Eyes. He did the 3D stop-motion film adaptation of Frankenweenie, as well as Dark Shadows.
It's bad. I get it.
Alice in Wonderland, Sweeney Todd, which was good. Corpse Party, and then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, I really like Birdman. Dude, get robbed.
Didn't that movie win Best Picture?
He didn't get Best Actor though.
Oh.
That's why I said dude got robbed.
Yeah.
Now I need to recall
Jeremy
who
was
beat
calling
him.
out for help.
It was the guy from
Oh,
who played
the
Albert
theory of
Einstein, right?
Oh
Or
no,
not him, but,
Stephen Hawking. I
Eddie
would have.
Redmayne.
I would have
Eddie
given that to.
Redmayne.
I would have given that to Michael Keaton.
It's me, Eddie Redmayne.
Oh,
I've got
fuck,
to
that's
find
right.
me
Bradley
magical
Cooper also got
beasts.
nominated for American Sniper. That was no.
Oh boy, that movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
the entire thing about Stephen Hawking prior to his condition that he was just like a fucking philanderer.
Yeah.
He's just like a
Yeah,
brilliant
he was
philanderer.
not a good person.
Yeah, brilliant.
I also don't think highly of Eddie Redmayne as an actor.
Well, you don't love his performance in Jupiter Ascending? Or the Fantastic Beasts movies?
Yeah, or the Fantastic Beast, or
Where
when he
he's-
played. What about when he played a transgender person?
Oh God,
The Danish girl.
I fucking forgot about that.
He got a nomination for Best Actor for that.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, it's 691. Oh. Okay, it's 692 apparently? It doesn't matter. I got this picayune.
Detective, I have made many discoveries.
You're still in
my
chapter 4,
case.
right?
Yes.
The child we want is safe, thanks to good people
Are you
like
gonna try
me.
and push through and beat it tonight then, or are you gonna call it soon?
So similar, but
Because you don't know. I feel like last chapters are sometimes
To find your
extremely
man,
long and
Jeremy,
sometimes are
also
like
need to look
30 minutes.
It has
I think
always
it's
been
telling
that
that the
way.
walkthrough I'm
Young
looking at
deliver us all.
is
You should have a look in my room. There's a piece of the puzzle you will need. Take care now. My coffee.
I'm sorry, I missed that completely.
It's telling that the walkthrough I'm looking at does not have any puzzles for chapter 5.
Ah.
So yeah, so I have only seen the first Fantastic Beasts movie, and I thought
Yeah.
it was quite bad. But I would describe
more
Eddie
than that.
Redmayne's entire performance in that movie as just an endless series of whisper mumbles and British.
So that only works for one actor.
Yeah.
Mr. Hardy.
And just
No, it's a wob robble. Oh, my beasts, not my beasts, they're not dangerous.
and then the other guy's like, "Mister, this is crazy. This is some sort of magical beast." Yeah, oh. A little girl drew a picture of Shub-Niggurath, the Black Coat of the Woods, the mother of 1,000 young.
Why would
That's a
McCarthy
normal
lock this
children
up?
thing.
Yeah.
Was he trying to keep Grace from completing the shame? If so, couldn't she have just...
What the hell happened in here?
Like, all the stuff in this game where it does this is super good. There's a level of inspiration here that I think is really cool. If only.
If only.
If only the rest of... If only the part where I played this game was more exciting. Yeah, no, we're... Oh, video game. Oh. I have no idea what people think about Birdman these days. Other than people seem to like the one-take thing or think it's very gimmicky.
I know Alex Navarro doesn't like it.
Yeah. I
loved it.
What else has Inarritu done since he won that Best Picture?
Fuck.
Who is that?
That's the director.
Ah.
Oh, he did The Revenant.
Yeah.
The Leo gets mauled by a bear and also that happened for real movie.
And then prior to that, he did Beautiful, which is a deeply depressing film.
Braden?
Yes.
I need you to give me a choice.
Yeah, okay.
Orc clans. Am I Bad Mood? Am I Blood Axe? Am I Death Skull? Am I Evil Sons? Or am I Goth?
Goth.
I'm playing that DAPA Squadron game.
Oh no.
That's why I didn't hear you earlier, because I
should
turned it on
you
and
should
it
sell
just
that.
screamed at me.
You should get a refund for that.
Why?
Because it's a mobile game.
Yeah. I already played a bit of it. I got on sale a long time ago.
Okay. Oh, I see. I see how I'm supposed to figure this out. There we go.
Huh? What?
I'll say this. I'm excited to play more Breath of Fire 3.
Yeah, great game.
Yeah, turns out actually what I needed was a JRPG-ass JRPG right now. But one where children get murdered and do murder.
As a kid, the Balio and Sunder, that entire arc of that game freaked me the hell out.
It all felt so peaceful, slipping away.
Oh, now we're in my own deep dark.
Voice wrapped around my mind like a heavy blanket. It turned off suddenly as I woke up from the sound of my office door closing shut. A messenger had left a telegram from Mrs. Saunders. She had a lead on where to find her husband and her kidnapped daughter. God, I used to drink so much back then. When was this exactly? What case was I working?
I respect that Carnby was a drunken private eye, and now he's a functioning alcoholic private eye.
He's in the career where it's encouraged.
I think I need to figure out where I'm going first.
I think legally, if you are a hard-boiled private eye in the 1920s and 30s,
The state says there's not enough hard liquor in this building, sir. If you want to continue to practice
Sir,
your license, there
the
has to be more.
prohibition is happening. And then you say, not to me it isn't. You ever think about how 2/3 of the states ratified? Listen, I could talk for a while about the temperance movement and prohibition and...
Hey, the prohibition documentary by Ken Burns is actually...
Yeah?
Yo, it actually wasn't just a bunch of old ladies that didn't want their husbands to
No.
drink.
It was
an anti-Catholic,
Yeah.
anti-immigrant movement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When you realize one of the reasons why they wanted to ban liquor was so those damn Irish and Italians, etc., etc., etc. Something, America is a shining city on a hill.
I think I need to figure out where I'm going first.
Oh, little toy shop burglarized. That's a reference to Jack in the Dark.
I remember this case. Some kid got taken by her father, headed out of state. But he had made a mistake by selling a painting that his wife actually cared about to a collector named Thornhill to fund his venture. That's how I tracked him down. At least I think so.
ZP.
What?
What if I told you? I think I finally. I think I have finished an Immortal Empires campaign.
Oh.
For like the third time period. As
Good for
Village
you.
the Curseling.
His campaign is interesting.
Because I wanted the Tzeentch units, but Kairos is too hard.
The thing about Kairos is the one nice thing about playing Kairos is that you don't have to deal with Kairos.
Yeah, and you can be the one who yoinks settlements.
But then you realize, oh wait, the reason why this sucks is because the AI gets cheats that you don't get.
But yeah, Kairos has it rough between Teclis and what's his name?
I love Teclis.
Yeah, he's a
cool
dork.
he's a cool high elf that likes the non-elf people.
Yeah, he taught the humans magic.
Yeah.
And also he's like the one once again, Teclis and Tyrion, the difference between Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40k is that there are characters you can actually root for in Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
Without, like, having to do a level of irony or, distancing yourself. Yeah, Teclis and Tyrion. They're two bros.
Mr. Saunders had sold a valuable painting to Thorne.
They're antagonized by a androgynous crab demon.
Mesmerizing gloom seemed to.
They also made Kairos. I know that you played Village, but they made Kairos' start less shitty because it used to be that Fate Weaver's Crevasse was not originally a major settlement, which was a real bummer.
Yep.
And then the provinces in the Southern Waste, they at launch, they were not shuffled around, and Fate Weaver's Crevasse was not a part of the Abyssal Glacier.
Yep.
Which made the Nurgle faction that is your natural starting enemy a real pain in the ass to deal with.
Yep.
But it's fixed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you still have to deal with Oxyotl and Teclis, and the thing with all of the demon factions is they all take a little bit to start, for their economy to start really spinning up, and so it's a rough one. Whereas all of the Warriors of Chaos factions, you just need a few. You just need a few Dark Fortresses, and you're good.
Like, the issue I usually face with Kairos is that when taking the starting province, the Slaanesh neighbor to the east usually declared war on me.
Yeah.
And then Teclis did, and then Oxyotl did,
and
now I'm fucked.
Now you're fucked.
So, Brayden, you're saying that Gotrek Gurnison is in fact a big character in Warhammer Fantasy?
I mean, in terms of like characters from the books that people like, yeah.
Right. I knew that there was a ton of those.
Gotrek Gurnison. And yeah, Gotrek and Felix are recruitable in Warhammer Total War as like special
They go
lords.
back all the way to 1989. That's when their first short story was.
Yep.
That's what I've read thus far. It was cool. It's a short little Warhammer. I like his, I don't remember the author's name, but I like his writing style.
Is it Dan Abnett?
No.
Okay.
Somebody else.
Because all I know about Warhammer books is read the ones by Dan Abnett.
Oh, I'm gonna read a bunch.
Read Gaunt's Ghosts.
I'm gonna read a lot more. I'm gonna be so well versed.
You're gonna be that person.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna.
I've been on that trajectory for like the last 2 years.
I'm not going to judge you. As
yeah, you will. You just described that type of person as that person.
I mean, as long as you don't. There are two ways of doing this, right? There's you read the ones that people tell you are good.
I'm back.
Like good, fun genre fiction. And then or you become the person who reads everything. And then you're like, let me tell you about how badass Queek Headtaker is. Because this book just talks about how badass he is for 200 pages.
I have the Wikipedia list of Warhammer Fantasy novels open. And that's why I'm starting with Gotrek and Felix, because Gotrek and Felix, the first omnibus, is literally the first thing on this very large list.
I punched one of them out, and I sent the others packing. It was a stupid move. They'd be back.
William King? That's
Okay.
the author's name. Some Scottish man. C.L. Werner, that's another person that does a lot of these.
To understand, it's a pretty good racket. Ask R.A. Salvatore.
Okay, so here's the thing. I tried going back and rereading Zabronzon.
Yeah.
I still like that for the most part, but I do not like his style of writing combat anymore. I liked it as a kid. It is so heavily descriptive on explicit, like, sword abilities. There's entire, pages devoted
Dritz
to a single
pirouetted
encounter.
with his two blades,
Yes,
spinning
God,
in a windmill-like fashion.
I pulled out what is it? I think it's the 5th book where they introduced Contrary. It might be the 6th. And it's so absurd. He spends so long describing their duels. It's the worst.
I mean,
By that point, those books get kind of bad after the 3rd one. But.
Oh yeah, I mean,
for
look,
sure.
R.A. Salvatore
People
has
like the
a
Exile
template.
trilogy, and they like the Icewind Dale trilogy.
No, Icewind Dale's when it goes downhill. Wolf, whatever his fucking name is.
Wolfgar.
There are parts of the Legacy of the Drow series that I thought was fine, but yes,
Sojourn is meandering. The 3rd one is super meandering. It has a strong first third and has a strong last third. In the entire middle, before he encounters the Ranger or whatever, it's just a lot of Drizzt walking around and philosophizing.
Mhm.
There's an entire bit where it's just him going
that is Drizzt.
I know, but that's where they introduced that though, because after that point, it's just boy, my culture seems like it sucks. I want to leave, and then he just does things. It's all actionable in the first 3 books up until
I hate my mom.
My sister wants to fuck me. People forget that part.
That checks out. That's true.
Look, I mean, he's doing something because boy, he's written a lot of fucking books, and they're mostly the same book over and over again.
Sure. Remember when he eventually weds the girl he had known since she was a small child?
Don't think about it.
There was a period of time where he was releasing 2 books per year.
Yeah.
In the hotel ledger,
Everything's so I'm less bothered by big age differences in relationships, but when you knew them when they were a child,
then then there's a term for that.
Yeah, I remember in Friends, there was this long-standing multi-season romance thing between Courtney Cox's character and Tom Selleck's character, and this was, of course, back when people oh, Tom Selleck,
he's
sexy Tom Selleck. But the entire thing was that he was her dad's best friend, and he was there in the hospital when she was born, and has known her since she was in her entire life. And it's so gross.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got his
that's
soggy dropped.
That's the joke That's the joke in Parks and Rec with Tammy 1.
I don't remember that. It's been too long.
As opposed to Tammy 2, obviously, or Ron's mother, Tammy.
Okay, that Tammy.
No, Tammy 1 was the nurse who delivered Ron.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I meant that too was connected to his ex-wife.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, no, that's it.
Didn't catch up with them here.
Parks and Rec's good.
Must have followed them.
Yeah, good show.
Yeah,
then it
Incredible
gets
show.
less. Then it gets a little less good, but
Hey, the drop off in Parks and Rec still isn't as bad as the drop off with The Office.
No, it's not.
Okay, but what if Tammy, or Tammy 1, or Tammy 2, or whoever, had a bow with infinite arrows?
I would say that sounds like a D&D magic item.
Yeah.
That's right. He was running away, ditching his old life and marriage in New Orleans
Just saying
to
those
find something better
those
in
first few
Tallahassee.
books.
And he took his
They're
daughter
okay.
with him
They're
against
still
the
pretty
little
good.
mother. That's why she hired me. But I stopped him. I caught up with him at the Pearl River Bridge.
Yeah.
Pearl River. This is where I caught up with him. This is what the Dark Man wanted me to revisit.
They at the board game.
But I'm still not seeing it. What am I forgetting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cone's
people
a-
hardly even remember him for that role anymore now. Now they're just like, man, Madam Web, his magnum opus. His greatest role.
Adam Scott is in that movie for the first 30 minutes and then the last 15 minutes.
It would have been so much better if he was actually present for that entire thing. Why on earth was he not present for that whole movie?
Young Ben Parker. God. Yeah.
The best scene in that entire movie, like the only scene that you're like, oh, it's people, they're actually establishing characters, is this short bit when it's just him and whatever her character, I can't even remember, is Madam
Cassandra Webb.
Cassie Webb.
Cause get it? Cause she's a seer. Cause she can see the future. She's a Cassandra, like in the Greek myth.
But they're just like in a break room somewhere sharing a meal, and they're just kind of talking, and he's kind of cracking some wise, and it was just like, oh, this might be okay.
Yeah.
It was
And then
just
Dakota
all downhill.
Johnson tries to act.
Yeah.
I still respect how she spent the entire PR tour for that movie just slagging it.
Sure. They get paid.
Yeah.
And if Hollywood has taught me anything, is that actors can do literally anything, and someone somewhere will give you more work.
I mean, it helps if
you're a pedophile or something.
No, it helps if both your parents are prominent Hollywood actors.
Oh, I mean, that's like almost all of them at this point. It's always some dynasty.
Oh no. Do you know anything about Cabri Sancor? Oh, look at this. The dark young in the conservatory is telling him to sacrifice the Cabri Sancor.
No, I like your outfit. It's very Cabri Sancor. No, I didn't play. This is the first time I feel like these mold men have been like locale appropriate.
Yeah. Swampy.
So now we're doing Resident Evil 7.
I mean,
They're
this
the
was
first enemies.
always kind of doing Resident Evil 7. By virtue of being in Louisiana.
What a good game.
Yeah. And here's the secret. They didn't stop making good Resident Evil games. I'm still waiting for that shoe to drop.
Oh, it'll happen eventually.
It'll
It's
happen
probably the
eventually.
RE5 remake.
Like, I feel like the 5 remake is their chance to fuck it all up.
They're gonna fuck it up, Brayden.
They're gonna fuck it up. They shouldn't. I've said this before. They should not make a Resident. They should have stopped at 4.
No, I can't wait for them to come out with RE5 remake and for it to be really good, and for you to be even more anxious about
Yes,
how bad the shoe dropping will
be. More like.
Oh man!
And then RE6 remake is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah,
They should not.
I want them. What if they skipped 5 and immediately went to an RE6 remake?
Oh, the little girl was evil. She's the Eldritch being. If anything, they should remake 1 again. Yes, but also that would make me mad in a different way.
They'll do that. Actually, you know what it is? RE5 remake is going to be good. RE6 remake is going to be so much better than you can have possibly imagined. And then they'll do a full-on remake of RE1, and that'll be when it gets bad. Calling it.
So much has happened.
And yet somehow they won't do Code Veronica.
I think I've lost my head.
But also don't remake 1.
They will.
Need me to
They shouldn't.
apologize?
They will.
That remake of 1 is perfect.
I mean,
they will remake it.
Yes, they
And
will.
people will
They've,
love it, and it
guess
will
what?
sell extremely well.
Guess what, Relkin? They remade A Star Is Born like 4 times.
You're just a
How many
kid,
times has a
Chris.
great
I'm
Gatsby
really
been
sorry.
made?
I didn't mean for it to happen.
Lies. More lies.
More lies,
No,
Mr.
really.
Comby.
I thought I was being a good guy by handing you over to your mother. I didn't know. I couldn't have known that she wouldn't care about you.
Will they remake Star Wars in our lifetime? God.
I don't know how this works.
When Mark Hamill
What's this
dies.
for?
Yeah.
Yes.
Some form of admission of guilt.
And it'll be complete dog
Maybe
shit.
acceptance.
Oh,
That's what the
fuck.
Dark Man
Yeah,
wants.
as soon as everyone
we just
involved with
watched
those
my
original
father
movies
die
passes
again, then.
away.
You think he's alive?
I know he is. He's down there, scared that he
But
won't
what
be
if it
able
was
to
a
Robot
soft
zombie
reboot?
Bob
drown with
Iger.
his daughter again.
What are you saying? We gotta save him.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Do it yourself. I'm down there with him, remember?
Yes, I can't wait for them to remake Star Wars, but also
It's all happened so
scan, use like weird, creepy face capture stuff of dead actors, like they did with Peter Cushing in Rogue One.
Where I entered. If I can raise the bridge,
Remember that?
I should be able to get to the car.
Yeah.
Remember when they put creepy CG Peter Cushing face?
Indeed.
It's a weird, creepy young Leia.
Yep. It's okay to cast new people. The audience is capable of suspending their disbelief if it is not Harrison Ford playing Han Solo. But also
Just a reasonable facsimile. Maybe put some touch up with makeup or whatnot. Like, I still think what they did with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Looper to make him look like the young Bruce Willis was fucking inspired.
I want to see the Lord and Miller cut of Solo back when it was apparently just a stupid farce and they didn't take it very seriously. That'll never happen. But hey, Spider-Verse is real good.
Indeed.
It's really stupid how your most damaging weapon in this playthrough has been a fucking ore.
Yeah.
This must be where the bridge is operated.
Would this game have been better without combat?
What's happening? It's like something's holding
It would
it
be a
back.
different game at that point. It would be
Like, if they had just focused more on, like, the puzzle solving and maybe some, like, you know, more, like, frictional style, like, escape without combat, just, like, get away from them.
if they made it more adventure gamey.
Yeah, no, like, more adventure gamey and focus more on, like, you brought in this Hollywood talent. Like, I think it's such a shame that we almost never see Homer and Marge together.
Yeah. I'll tell you why that's the case.
Because they hate each other.
No, because
Beef.
No, Beef is that show on Netflix that people like that I should watch.
Okay.
It's about ZP, have you seen Beef?
Yeah.
It's about listen, so people get into a car accident and then it escalates.
My mom watched that show and she really liked it.
Does it identify with the Asian American experience?
Next time I stream, maybe we can talk to her about it.
Well, my brother's at the part in One Piece where they lose their ship. And they get the new ship.
Did he react as poorly as my mom?
No, he did not. Oh, I see. You want me to do this, huh?
Is that the stream? Is it supposed to look like that? Is it
Yes,
flickering?
it's looking. Yes.
Okay.
It's not the stream. This is how it appears on my feed.
Oh, not since the Vulture have we had such a intense gunfight on top of this right? I mostly like the boss fights from Metal Gear Solid 4, but that Vulture one is not great. It's just a lot of like, I don't know where this thing is. I don't know why I thought of it. This is not anything like that. Okay, but what if you could take these mold men and reveal them to be a sexy woman underneath, and then you took photos of them, like it's a photo shoot?
Yeah.
And then a guy came up and said, "That old man, you see, before he was a sexy
You
lady."
set them free, Snake.
God,
You set
fucking
that
Trevor.
old man free.
It got funnier every time.
She was a
'cause
child.
it's the same precise fucking story over and over again.
Forced to fight against her will. All she could do was laugh.
And she was stuck with the bodies of... That's a liquor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or it's those things from Dead Space.
Yeah, that's closer.
Yeah.
And that's why...
She was in that pit of bodies for 4 days. She survived by drinking their blood. And that's what made her into the mole man she is.
Yeah.
That's why she's Angry Mole Man.
I'm not excited for Death Stranding 2, but I'm excited for other people to play Death Stranding 2.
How about Death Stranding?
I'll play that at some point. I own it because they gave it away for free on the EGS.
I must have missed that one.
I paid money for the director's cut upgrade.
Is that just more like monster cans?
No, it's like it adds some stuff, I guess.
Fully scanned. I don't remember the man's
Norman
name.
Reedus. No, his fully scanned ass is already in that game.
Great. Has that guy done anything other than The Walking Dead? I've always
You
been
ever
kinda
hear about
curious
the Boondock Saints?
Oh, right, that was him.
Or
Did he do
Ride with Norman Reedus?
Okay, I was gonna say, like,
which
does
is
he actually
advertised in Death Stranding.
God. I don't know, that guy's popularity is going to confuse me, though. Because I only watched the first 2 seasons of Walking Dead, and I feel like he very quickly stops to be too big of a part of that show, so maybe that changes going forward.
So I think the thing with Norman Reedus is that he's if you need a wiry, filthy guy, like wiry, rough-looking dude who looks like he can fuck things up.
It's okay, you
Oh
can
my
say
God,
filthy.
Carnby. Are you okay?
Don't leave me alone.
What the hell have you been doing?
What's going on here?
Oh, here she is.
Look at this mess.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Thompson.
Don't make me kick you out of this house. Now get out.
I do like that to everyone else,
Hey,
it just looks like he's going crazy.
Mr. Carnby, I'm really worried about you.
I'm okay. I just need to catch my breath for a moment.
This place, there are some very disturbed figures around here, and I don't think it's just the patients. I've been reading some things about how Derceto has a deranging effect on people. I think it might explain.
The odds the
things.
nurse is actually a patient.
Just take it easy, okay? I'm gonna go find a way into Dr. Gray's apartment. I want to know what he's hiding.
Emily, don't worry. I think I'm close. I'm gonna set everything right.
Just be careful.
Set everything right. I'm gonna make a pact with forces beyond comprehension.
I do like the way she's just kind of patronizing a little bit. Like, I'm gonna set everything right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Be
All right,
careful.
let me look at how many achievements are left in the story. Okay, there are not that many left.
Are you really just gonna buckle down and finish
No,
this, huh?
I'm gonna call it here.
Oh, okay.
Because we're at 3 hours.
Tune in for the exciting conclusion.
Tune in for the exciting conclusion to Alone in the Dark, a game I think is fine. I wish it was better, because
I wish it chose what I wanted to do and stuck to that more.
I wish it was either heavier on the puzzles or better with the dumb horror set pieces. That's it.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah. Y'all
Good
have
night.
a good one. No one's streaming. Oh. We saw Live. Which one was it? Live Free or Die Hard yesterday. God, that movie's dumb.